I talked to a lot of songwriters that are feminine, and Dr. Grandin's analyzing Amy Winehouse. Everybody's a little unusual in the arts and music, and it's a different thinking. We're into aesthetics, and we're not linear concepts. I think that's the problem. Creativity seems to be demonized now. People that are creative are not understood, and the problem is the world isn't very creative. We're following forms that don't really have much creativity. We're shifting out of areas of box like great music was. I haven't heard much progress with the music systems right now. Art is getting conformalized. I argue with artists. Somebody's messaging me. She's an artist. We talk about. I had one of my best friends is a pop singer, songwriter in Canada. Are you bipolar, Sarah? Oh hell yeah, Greg! I'm a songwriter. We're all bipolar because we have this these emotions. So I've been looking at this. I've been talking to a psychiatrist on highly sensitive people, and they're gifted, and they have to forge ahead with this gift. She's clicking me all the time. Forge ahead with a creative gift. So I think a lot of our illnesses, like PTSD, when I was studying in Arizona, I'm taking a modular course on psychology. Amazing what I'm learning on compound PTSD. Compound PTSD. The DSM would analyze it as bipolarity. Look at how we diagnose more women are diagnosed bipolar, right? And there's postpartum depression, right? That's a hormonal function that's affecting the body. And I had bipolar. Well, I look at soldiers that got bipolar. It's good to have a group of symptoms to know that this is an area of dualistic emotions. But what causes that? And what's the cure? I want to look at cures. I don't want to label people and stigmatize them. And analytical psychology, Carl Jung walked away from. Carl Gustav Jung. So what happened to Carl Gustav Jung? He got into synchronicity, dream therapy, and things like that. And what happened to him? That red book wasn't written. It was put away for years. And it's just being reintroduced now, the black book's there. And it wasn't a conspiracy. It was hidden away in archives. And it's just being released. I'm studying it. Jordan Peterson talks about Carl Jung, but I don't think he understands him. I really don't, because he's in that. He walked away from Freud. Freud was very analytical, and he saw something different there. So Virginia Woolf, let's talk about her. She killed herself, right? She couldn't deal with the dualistics of the emotions. She was very creative and crazy, maybe. Her books, like Lighthouse, were incredible works of literature. But she was raised in a time when things didn't make sense. She went down to the river and drowned herself. And suicides happen to a lot of famous people. Let's diagnose Nick Drake, that wrote the song. He wrote a lot of great music. He was an acoustic guitar player. Beautiful. And what did he die of? Psychiatry. He just overdosed on psychiatric meds. He was reading prose in some of the earlier days, and he saw this world of really capitalism. Now, capitalism is out of sync with sociology. Don't you think? Capitalism is out of sync with sociology. It doesn't work with society. We got housing shortages and everybody just grabbing right now. And it's artists are needed and musicians. So I got a girlfriend I just met online, and I think we'll make it out all right. I'm going to move out to Alberta. Ian died out there. Ian Tyson, 208. I'm a musician. I've been playing since 1966, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, piano, bass. I want to compose music. And I liked Ian, what he was writing. He was writing sort of Western swing that was the Alberta song. And he started out with Ian and Sylvia in 1950s and 60s up in Yorkville, Riverville. And he met Bob Dylan. Bobby Dylan. That was a vestige of change, all our formulations of great Canadian music. And he died in December, didn't he? The great Ian Tyson. And he was very, he put, reading his books made me realize, and like all our musicians, your daddy comes, let's analyze Ian. Ian came from, like me, World War I veteran. We used to call him shell-shocked. Yeah, he was shell-shocked. And Ian didn't agree with everything Dad said. Ian talked about playing that guitar, you're not going to make any money. And Dad told him, and having horses, you're not going to make any money. Ian died with 5 head of horses. He lowered it down, but he had his guitar wrecked at the end. Old George Lightfoot came up and he says, who's going to be the last one standing? Well, Gord, you made it. He beat Ian. He died in December. But he made a legend of music across North America. Great singers were singing his songs like Someday Soon. Judy Collins recorded it. Susie Bogus. He was an incredible songwriter. He was living in Turner Valley. And he had that Western swing. I like that sound. And he was recording in his ranch house. 24-track. I have an album here. The sound quality is incredible because of the nuance of that place he had out there in his ranch. Very soft wood for recording. I love that. And my friend Sarah McDougall, Sarah Emmer McDougall, I met her in Collingwood one year. She was on tour. And we got talking, and we made good friends, and we talked a lot about music and songwriting. I've talked to some great artists across Canada. What's that song? I love talking about musicology and why you wrote that. And we get into really deep discussion. So I don't really fit with common people that want to talk about the weather. I'm highly sensitive. I like talking to artists and musicians. Why? We can talk about music theory. We can talk about nuances of art, form. I don't like critics too much because they really are art critics. Nuts. So do the film critics too, the tomato list. Art is art and music's music. And my piano teacher, when I was learning piano, he taught me we're all experts in what we like. I don't like heavy metal. I never did. And I like blues, and I like country, and I like rock, and I like a lot of variances of chicken picking. I like a lot of music. try to learn more on guitar. I'm thinking of studying at Berkeley and writing music. Advancing. I've been playing bass since the 70s. And I know Jacko was my favorite. Yeah, but that's a big scaled 24 inch. Well, it improved my playing. I was playing Fender Jazz. And I sold it for booze. Every friggin' guitar player I know has sold some nice guitar for booze. That was a stupid thing. But she was a nice one. I sold her for $220. Found out she's worth $500,000. So I don't do that again. I'm buying guitars in my 68th year. And I'm gonna write music. I found a builder out there in Alberta. So I started playing that Robert Johnson stuff, and Lightning Hawkins. These are foundations of Texas blues, country, and rockabilly. I'm going to add that to Telecaster. And keyboards. I like playing organ and piano. I can set that up on a rig. So I'm just building bit by bit. But I studied psychology because I didn't like what they were telling me. You're bipolar. It didn't have the forensic knowledge of what my life was like. My life was rural. I spent a lot of time alone in nature, with horses, wildlife, and nature. So I came into a city and my life was overwhelmed. I just knew I had a niche that I like people, but I have limits on what I can take. So I started understanding psychics and empaths that are just flipped out. They flip out, they can't live around people. So you say their heads in the sand, antisocial. I don't call that antisocial. It's like Jordan says, free speech. Well, let's have free speech here. I'm going to call empathic sensitivity has to have a boundary and know where your limits are when you go into places. I've had a lot of dark energy around people with anger. So I'm trying to get into horse therapy. I think it's a better thing. I don't have to analyze people. I just see somebody very angry and addicted to drugs. The Department of Justice is starting to prove that this works. They put a program up there in Green County. We got a crime base here, a re-offending youth on chemicals. And equine narcissistic therapy up there in Strathmore, Alberta. I can study under those two ladies. They're really nice. It's a combination. In Ontario, it's all equine learning. I want assisted therapy too. And I can use it for a lot of things. I can use it for businesses. Because I'll tell you, people don't know anything about leadership. We're so far away from horses. We don't know how to lead. I can get political, and it might not be the politics I was into, but I gotta admit, Reagan was a good leader because he had Elman, right? And Elman, what's this Prince Harry's? Like everybody's against the monarchy. Yeah, I think we're getting into schools of blaming politics, blaming the news, but we don't look at what we're doing as a collective. Okay? I can blame Trudeau, I can blame Doug Ford, I can blame every politician out there. Kennedy came in, and he was a Democrat. But what did he say? It's what you can do for your country, not what the country can do for you. And that's where we went wrong. We turned it over to politics and just bitch and complain. But we don't want self-empowerment. We don't want to work within our communities and help each other grow doesn't have. I don't have to. I gotta learn to live with the political ideology, and if it works, use it. But what does work out there is a cost of living that is reasonable, community values, some Western values. Eastern values aren't working. And Western values is you help each other. The rancher, you got cattle out, you got to get them around them up, get horses out, go out, gather up cattle, sheep, get out, get some border collies out, round them up. Help your neighbor. Western values, community value. The West will probably be alright. And I was reading here, and I'm not going to be partisan. I'm going to say I think you're right. I think we will work with the United States, Alberta, and trade. I'm selling tack into Alberta. I got a guy wanting to pay me money to get him into Alberta. He's in India. And I got some other men that want to sell saddles in India. I don't mind paying. If he pays me, I'll give him right out the thing. I'll try to. If he's going to pay me $10,000, this is the deal. He pays me $10,000 because he's an exercise rider. He's a horseman from India. Now, I want to make sure he's got money out there because I'll tell you, a lot of people from India come in and they don't find any place to live and they go back out. And he's got money coming in, but he doesn't want. If I set up anything, he's going to have a place to live and he can work. But I got to get him sponsored by some stables and equestrians. And I don't mind helping him through that. But he's got to fill out those forms. And I want to make sure he pays, he gets in. Because if I sponsor him into Canada and he goes on welfare, I got a debt. And that's the way the Canadian government works. So I get very serious about sponsoring people into Canada. Alberta's taken on people that got skills. Ontario and other provinces, I don't think so. I met a lot from Dubai and all over the place. There's Muslims, there's Hindus, there's Buddhists, there's all sorts of people out there. I don't like getting racist because they're bosses. They own some of that pipeline and the oil there. It's so stupid, you know. We're proud of Alberta racist guys. They're your bosses, and you're spitting in their wives' faces. They're Muslim. Up in They're your bosses. They own those oil fields, okay? They're from Dubai. They're rich. And they're Muslim. That is Dubai. Tar sands, oil, and everything out there. So let's start working together instead of saying you're proud Alberta racist. I don't really agree with you guys, but I agree with some of the Albertans out there. We got to make this province number one. And I saw things I liked. Up in Bonnieville, the box stores are limited. Well, I got Canadian. Nah, he's bitching. I said, well, go up to Cold Lake. You have a beer here and you're drinking beer pretty cheap, buddy. Go up to Cold Lake and drive your truck up there. That's 40 miles north. Well, you can buy Canadian Tires up there. Have it shipped down. We can get everything shipped. But I tell you, we had Leon's down there in Bonnieville. We had Tim Hortons. I think there's just nice little restaurants and stores. But that's a good community. This town, we got box stores. I hate Walmart. Don't you hate Walmart? I like liquor store better. They treat me better. But I hate Walmart. And they're getting into really fixy stuff enough that they don't even trust their clients anymore. They'll go out and we vote for $1. So they come into an area and the prices go up with the price of housing. And Yukon, Ontario sucked. It did. So when I went west I flew all the way to Vancouver Island. I was out there for a while. I looked at the house prices. Oh my lord! And I'm playing guys gigging with me out there in Vancouver, city of Vancouver. Now you have to shut down your. You ain't playing until past 9. Can't play past 9. So I'm going out to Alberta. He was a good musician, and I don't blame him. Ontario, BC is terrible. You ever walk down Hastings? But Calgary's bad for drugs. Oh, it's bad. A lot of places. So here's me. People are addicted to drugs, eh? I listen to Dr. Gabamate, and I know that, but I'm listening to horse therapy, and it softens all that anger, because that's the first cornerstone of mental health to get people off opioids. Next stone, you got an addiction, you got to see what life is without the addiction, where you're going. If it's just empty space and you have no goal, you got nothing to go for. And I'm going to tell you, I met a young woman, her husband got her addicted to morphine, to drugs, fentanyl, and opioids. And he's in jail. But she's lost her daughters. She's 32, pretty girl. And she says, it's going to make me look like crap. Yeah, that's one thing. Drugs like Molly and all this stuff, you'll look like garbage in a year. The other thing is, you said something. I love my daughters. I'm going to go to a 12-step program. Good. Because you see something you're aiming for to lower that drug and slowly reduce it. And that's power. But if you have nothing to aim for, you're smoking all the time and you can't get off smoke. If you have nothing to aim for, you might as well just keep smoking. If you're drinking, you might as well keep drinking. If you have no vision, I know it seems so empty, because you're drinking and smoking and doing drugs because you think life's crap. Right? You think the world's garbage. And you're following all this libertarianism. And I think that's the problem with it, the whole damn fake YouTube. It's so much libertarian belly. It's not collective working together like Thoreau or Walt Whitman in building small communities and compacting into good agriculture, and food, and community. Community is everything. But how big a community? We got Facebook. How many friends do we have on it? What if we have just a community of a few people, like read Wendell Berry, Kentucky farmer. Now, I don't agree with everything Wendell said. He was big on tobacco. I'm not a tobacco man. But my wife's cousin married a tobacco farmer. He made a good living on tobacco. Oh, it's a devil crop. He got him some money and he's living better. He's a good man. He's a good farmer from Dillsonburg. He's retired, but his wife's nuts. You know, it's wrong with a woman. She won't look after herself. Yeah, and there's women that look after themselves. I've never, ever, am I going this self-love has to be taught. We've been using this. That's Dr. Krista Kelly in Texas. I read her book, Self-Love. And that's the whole problem with our healthcare. We started teaching self-esteem. Self-esteem, it doesn't work. Self-love and self-compassion, and then giving love to others once you've got enough self-containment of love. And that means you're going to start looking at your life and looking at, the doctor says I need exercise. Yeah. Or you're going to explore wellness. We've been using the self-esteem for too long, and it doesn't take much. And it's a part of the dog-eat-dog economy. It never was dog-eat-dog. If you read Napoleon Hill, it's good business. And go the extra mile. Nobody's privileged. But it's the way we phrase words. Nobody's privileged. You give good business and you go the extra mile. That's Napoleon Hill, Dale Carnegie, all those courses. They were foundations for good life coaches like Tommy Robbins, who built success in helping people build businesses. So, if you want to get ahead in life, sometimes you have to take the old with the new. Napoleon Hill's books are incredible. You'll find them on LinkedIn. You'll find them on Audible. Listen to them. There's one there. It's called Napoleon Hill's Mastery of Life. It's 18 hours long. Sit down and go over it and read it. And grow and grow rich. And all these books, but they were founded when the United States didn't have Dick Nixon in there, excuse my language. They'd all put the gold. But it doesn't mean you can't get gold. Alberta's got some gold bull traders. So what's the thing to focus on now? Obtaining housing, land, and your business, your means of production. That would be the main thing. What tools do you need to do that? Think of the items and what you need for what you want to build. That's capitalism. That's not communism. Communism is being rich man, poor dad, with nothing except debt. And I'm going to suggest the central banks are really at a tipping point. Alberta credit unions and farm co-ops and things like that, and gold bullion to back up 25% of your assets. Gold and silver. Now, silver prices are good now. You got to study that. That's worth studying for your investment. But your land, your house, your home, and your valuables. And what makes successful. Like, yeah, I listen to Kevin O'Leary, and I agree with him on some things. I agree that buying watches, gold, buying art, they're not liquid assets, but they're assets. You need to start building assets because the banking system, Canada's following the U.S. market dollar, and I don't think it's healthy. The U.S. is $31 billion in debt. Canada, 1.1 trillion, not billion, trillion. Canada's we're on a danger list. Now this housing market is killing us. And this is libertarianism. Okay, let's get this right. Libertarianism. Me and mine. Real estate investment and people making money that don't want to work. Just flip houses, sell them, and make money. Thank came to a standstill on YouTube here. You're right on a standstill in Ontario and across Canada. Alberta will probably make it, but that's why I think they've gone along being an independent country. I think Joe Biden will probably pull through some things, but I don't know what to think with the economy. Our trade barriers with China might be a problem. I read an article that says we'll be poor. I read an article like India doesn't want anything to do with China. I got a trade partner in China. I can get some cool laser light therapy for horses. It's a shame if I can't trade. But I got saddles and stuff. We got to keep trade barriers open, but we don't want to sell our assets off. Our resources, like our wood and our land and stuff, we got to keep that contained. And we got to build a more entrepreneurial success in this society. I'm a man that loves arts and music, and I think we need ethical businesses that are aesthetic pleasures like art. I really think we have to get back to the art field and music and composing and writing. And in architecture too. I like the modular systems they're starting to build in the United States. Bring up to Canada, and we can build them here in Alberta. I like architecture that is sufficient, warm, lots of windows, comfort. That's important. Our security of our life and how comfortable. Alberta's a cool place in the winter. And it's hot. It's dry. And it has wildfires, so you gotta be careful where you build. And we gotta really plan right. But food containment would be one thing. And that's all over Canada talking about grassroots economy and having this containments of rural development in small communities and selling directly to grocers and market community gardens and stuff. Ontario's doing a bit of it. There's problem. There's Simcoe, and their food's cheaper in those box stores. But everything else is costing me money here, and that's the taxes. I go out and I want beers. I'm paying tax on it, high tax, and Alberta doesn't have that. Now we're in a transition, and but we can't get right off fossil fuels. We're running our vehicles on gas and diesel, and we gotta have the prices more stimulated to containment of Alberta's oil economy. And I think we can do it. But he's cut off one leg as a problem there, and I think that's what got the trucker strike going. I think the containment was the Keystone was shut down by Joe Biden. There's certain people there that are just saying horrible things about Joe Biden in the United States. And other Albertans saying, "Will you shut the F up?" Quit bitching. And, their sexual improprieties and everything. It's all hogwash. And it's not what the concern with. It's to build your communities and work together. Now, when I was out there, I like Alberta's education. And I like libraries. Drug addicts in every washroom. You know what I mean? This damn library is full of drunks in the washrooms. all over Canada, shooting up. And we need drug rehab programs. It's good to put methadone up, but if you don't have methadone, you're going to have people killing people. You can't go cold turkey. I'm with the CMHA, and they got to have some sort of thing, but we got to shift them off of it. So Justice Canada, Ontario was looking at this, and the second one, but there's idiots in our Ontario box stores of getting funds. I got no money. My family took a lot of money, and I'm going to build it out there. At least they got a plan. I'm writing it out. And I've been studying online for 4 years back here. For 4 years of useless bloody government of Ontario not getting civil justice against thieves. So as the economy crashes, you get more relatives stealing money off you. And I'm not going to die here like his wife get broken hearted and he robbed her. I'm going to sue them from Alberta. And then there won't be any more robbery. And they got to go down a little bit. You don't take property on people. And because you're entitled. You manipulate it. So, my case is very complicated. So I have to sort it out myself, and I write it down on paper, and I read articles and law in Ontario. But I'm going to take it to a Alberta lawyer, and they'll screw them. But that's one thing. I got him in my mom city to give me $10,000 now, give me some money. Maybe I can put it down on that tiny house out there. And that's when I need to get that tiny house built. And I got a young woman there who wants to get into a relationship. She's an artist. And she says, will you support my arts? Of course I will. You need a separate studio to be an artist. And that's the way I am. I believe a woman needs space, especially if she's creative and not cold, trim, bipolar. I get sick of the bipolar. It's too common. Sensitive, empathic, creative. That's a woman's gifts. And bipolar is getting to me. It fits certain people, but it doesn't fit what I think. And they're all on here just ranting on their analytical studies. I studied equine sciences, horses. So let's say I go buy a horse. Do I analyze him? Here's Waller. I'll show you his finest horse racing trainer. He's logical. So what's logic? I look at a horse, I see something. Dang. It's intuitive, I don't know. It's something ingrained, like I know the C note on a piano. Bang, hit the C, hit the D. I know where to go from there. It's programmed in. Analytical nonsense is just, you can't see things clearly. So I take a look at a horse. I don't know what I see. I see something. I look a little closer. He's got a good line, good leg. He's a stayer, shoulder. What else I see? I see girth. Now let's look at the pedigree. Yeah, right. Northern Dancer. And what I like in bloodline. Northern Dancer and Prospect. Good line. Lots of girth, lots of room for breathing. So that's how I look at a horse. I see it in one picture before I analyze it. Wouldn't it be